Ho, ho. Ah, Christmas! The jolliest, most festive time of the year, filled with gifts, carols, and an endless loop of all I want for Christmas is you. Yet beneath the twinkling lights and peppermint-scented everything lies a holiday riddled with contradictions, controversies, and questionable traditions. Let's unwrap the not-so-perfect side of Christmas. Santa's questionable work ethic. Let's start with the big man himself, Santa Claus, the jolly old fellow who's supposedly making a list, checking it twice and finding out who's naughty or nice. But really, how does he have the time? Santa delivers billions of presents in one night, but what's he doing the other 364 days? Lounging at the North Pole, sipping hot cocoa while the elves do all the work. That's some seriously flawed leadership. And while we're at it, why hasn't anyone questioned the logistics? One man, a sleigh, and a few reindeer handling global delivery? Give me a break. Amazon struggles to get a package to you in 2 days, but we're supposed to believe Santa does it all in one night? Christmas music, the never-ending earworm. For a month or more every year, we're subjected to an endless playlist of the same songs over and over again. And somehow, Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You has managed to reign supreme for decades. How did this happen? Is there some sort of secret Christmas cabal that decided which songs would dominate the airwaves forever? At this point, even the most festive among us are ready to smash the radio by December 26th. It's almost like there's a global conspiracy to see how many times a person can hear Jingle Bell Rock before losing their mind. The ugly sweater conspiracy. Next up, the ugly Christmas sweater phenomenon. What started as a joke has spiraled out of control, becoming a full-blown industry. Do people really enjoy spending money on the most hideous, uncomfortable clothing imaginable just to wear it once a year? Or is this some sort of psychological experiment to see how far consumerism can push us? Either way, there's something not quite right about celebrating hideousness. And let's not forget the environmental cost. Acrylic fibers and gaudy designs that will likely end up in a landfill after one wear. Maybe it's time we retire the ugly sweater and embrace something a little more sustainable, don't you think? Secret Santa, a recipe for disaster. Secret Santa might sound like a fun idea until you draw the one coworker you barely know and now have to buy a gift for. The result? Awkward exchanges of generic gifts like scented candles, bath bombs, or worst of all, gift cards. Not exactly the embodiment of thoughtful giving, right? It's basically a social experiment in how uncomfortable we can make people feel in the name of holiday cheer. And let's be honest, half the time you're just regifting something you didn't want in the first place. It's like a never-ending cycle of unwanted presents. Maybe it's time to retire this outdated tradition and just agree to enjoy each other's company without the pressure of finding the perfect $10 gift. The inexplicable Christmas movie madness. Why are Christmas movies such a big deal? Every year we're bombarded with a slew of new holiday films, each more formulaic than the last. Small town girl meets big city guy. They hate each other, but somehow fall in love by Christmas Eve. Rinse and repeat, guys! And don't even get me started on Hallmark's assembly line of Christmas cliches. If you've seen one, you've seen them all. It's as if the Christmas movie genre has become a parody of itself, with each film trying to out-cliche the last. And yet, we keep watching, as if there's some sort of hypnotic hold these movies have over us during the holiday season. Oh, by the way, what's your favorite Christmas movie? Yes, come on, write in the comment section down below. The Office Christmas Party Dilemma. Office Christmas parties.
Oh, it's not a Christmas party. It's a non-denominational holiday mixer.
A night of forced fun with the people you spend most of your waking hours with. It's supposed to be a time to let loose, but let's be honest, it's a minefield of potential HR nightmares. One too many eggnogs, and suddenly you're the subject of water cooler gossip for the rest of the year. And what's with the Secret Santa gift that's suspiciously too personal? That's just freaking uncomfortable. Not to mention the forced small talk with colleagues you barely know, all while trying to avoid the inevitable awkward dance floor moments. Maybe it's time to rethink the whole office party concept and just let people enjoy the holidays in peace. Do a thumbs up if you agree. The polarizing Christmas food debate. Is it just me, or is Christmas food highly overrated? Fruitcake is basically a doorstop disguised as a dessert. Eggnog is a bizarre concoction that no one actually likes but feels obligated to drink. And don't get me started on the turkey. Oh my god! And yet, here we are, pretending it's still appetizing. Maybe we should rethink the holiday menu. Why not try something new and exciting instead of the same old tired dishes? After all, the holidays are supposed to be about joy and celebration, not about choking down dry turkey and mystery desserts. Christmas cards, an outdated tradition. Does anyone really care about Christmas cards anymore? You either get a generic card with a pre-printed message or one of those overly personal photo cards where people feel the need to update you on their entire year. We've got social media for that, people. Plus, who has time to write out all those cards when there are cookies to bake and presents to wrap? It's time to retire this outdated tradition, if I may say so. And let's not forget the environmental impact. Millions of cards that will just end up in the recycling bin. Maybe it's time to embrace the digital age and save a few trees while we're at it. The nightmare of holiday travel. Holiday travel. Two words that strike fear into the hearts of even the most seasoned travelers. Whether it's the crowded airports, the unpredictable weather, or the inevitable flight delays, traveling during Christmas is a nightmare. And for what? To spend a few days with relatives who will inevitably ask when you're getting married or having kids? Yeah, I'll pass. Add to that the joys of lost luggage, overpriced flights, and the general chaos of the holiday season, and you've got a recipe for stress that no amount of holiday cheer can fix. The overhyped Christmas sales. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and all the way through to those last-minute Christmas sales. It's all one big consumer trap. Stores slap a sale sign on everything, and suddenly, people are willing to trample each other for a discounted toaster. The truth is, most of these deals aren't even that good. It's just another way to pressure us into spending money on things we don't need. All in the name of holiday spirit. And let's be real. How many of those must-have items end up being returned or forgotten by New Year's? Maybe it's time to break the cycle of consumer madness and focus on what really matters during the holidays. Like, for example, watch a Christmas movie in your ugly Christmas sweater while downing some eggnog. Christmas trees, the environmental hypocrisy. Let's face it, Christmas trees are an environmental nightmare. Every year, millions of trees are chopped down, decorated for a few weeks, and then unceremoniously discarded. And the alternative? Artificial trees? They're made of plastic and often end up in landfills. So much for a green Christmas. Maybe it's time to rethink this tradition, or at least consider a more sustainable option. How about a potted tree that can be replanted? Or even a virtual tree? It's time we start thinking about the planet, even during the holiday season. The myth of the white Christmas. Every Christmas movie ever has us dreaming of a white Christmas. But let's be real. Snow is more of a hassle than a magical wonderland. The reality is icy roads, shoveling sidewalks, and canceled flights. But thanks to Hollywood, we're all conditioned to think that Christmas isn't complete without snow. Meanwhile, those of us who live in warmer climates are left feeling like we're missing out. Guess what? We're not. Snow looks pretty in pictures, but in reality, it's just cold, wet, and dirty, and it makes everything more difficult. Maybe it's time we embrace the idea that a snow-free Christmas can be just as magical. Gift wrapping, a wasteful tradition. Gift wrapping is one of the most wasteful parts of Christmas. We spend hours wrapping presents in shiny paper, only for it to be torn apart in seconds and thrown away. Sure, it looks pretty under the tree, but is it worth the environmental cost? And don't even get me started on the plastic ribbons and bows. Maybe it's time to embrace the gift bag, at least it's reusable. Or better yet, How about we ditch the wrapping altogether and focus on the gift itself? After all, it's what's inside that counts, not the fancy paper it's wrapped in. Christmas commercials. Christmas commercials are designed to tug at your heartstrings, but let's be honest, they're just manipulative attempts to get you to spend more money. Whether it's the tear-jerking stories of long-lost families reuniting or the over-the-top displays of consumerism disguised as holiday cheer, these ads are more about selling products than celebrating the season. And yet, we fall for it every year. It's like we're all under some sort of holiday spell that makes us forget that these commercials are just cleverly disguised sales pitches. Maybe it's time to start watching with a bit more skepticism and a lot less emotion. The over-commercialization of Christmas. Christmas used to be about family, faith, and goodwill. Now it's about Black Friday deals, Cyber Monday sales, and how much money you can spend on gifts. The holiday has become so commercialized that it's hard to remember what it's actually supposed to be about. And let's not forget the pressure to buy the perfect gift, which has turned Christmas into a stress-filled race against time. Guys, let's take a step back and focus on what really matters. Spending time with loved ones and creating meaningful memories, not just racking up credit card debt. The overpriced advent calendar. So, what used to be a simple cardboard box with tiny chocolates has turned into a cash grab, with some calendars costing more than a decent night out. Seriously, who needs a $500 advent calendar filled with overpriced mini bottles of alcohol or luxury skincare products? Isn't Christmas supposed to be about joy and simplicity, not about how much you can spend on 24 tiny compartments? It's as if someone decided that counting down to Christmas wasn't stressful enough, so they added the pressure of spending a small fortune on daily surprises. The endless stream of Christmas TV specials.
Sandy, all week you've been talking about Christmas trees like they were guys or something. Yeah, I'm starting to work.
Christmas TV specials have become a staple of the season. But do we really need so many? From musical performances to cooking shows, it seems like every channel is competing to see who can produce the most Christmas content. But here's the thing, most of it isn't even that good. That's why you're watching this video, right? We've got a handful of classics and a whole lot of filler. Maybe it's time to cut back. Instead of drowning in mediocre Christmas specials, let's stick to the ones that actually bring joy and skip the rest. After all, quality over quantity, right? So please go ahead and continue to watch this video for more Christmas craziness. Christmas decorations, the annual tangle of doom. Why is it that no matter how carefully you packed away your Christmas lights last year, they somehow emerge from the box as a tangled mess of doom? You spend the first hour of decorating season playing an infuriating game of untangle the lights, only to realize half the bulbs are dead. Then you've got the ornaments, half of which are broken, while the other half are those sentimental but hideous creations from your kids that you're contractually obligated to hang. And don't forget the tree topper that never sits straight, leaving your whole tree looking like it's been in a bar fight. The entire process is like holiday-themed torture, but hey, at least your house will look festive for the next 3 weeks until you have to tear it all down and do it again next year. The annual Christmas tree lighting ceremony.
Yes, and while we prepare ourselves to take in that stunning tree.
Sure, the Christmas tree lighting ceremony is a tradition in many places, but is it really worth all the fuss? Thousands of people gather in freezing temperatures to watch a tree light up, something that could easily be done at home with a flick of a switch. It's a spectacle, sure, but one that's starting to feel a little stale. Maybe we're just too jaded, but it seems like a lot of hype for a few twinkling lights. And let's be real, how many of us really care about the ceremonial flipping of a switch? Think about it. The Polar Express, a creepy holiday tradition. Ah, yes. The Polar Express might be considered a Christmas classic by many, but let's be honest, it's kinda creepy. The dead-eyed CGI characters and the unsettling storyline about a magical train ride to the North Pole might have been enchanting in theory, But in execution, it's more of a holiday nightmare. How this movie became a beloved tradition is one of the great Christmas mysteries. Christmas in July, a bizarre marketing gimmick. Christmas in July is the ultimate marketing ploy that no one really asked for. Why on earth are we celebrating a winter holiday in the middle of summer? It's a strange, commercially driven attempt to boost sales during a traditionally slow retail period. What's next? Halloween in March? Easter in September? It's just another way to milk the Christmas cash cow, and it's really ridiculous. Maybe we should let the holiday season stay where it belongs, in December, and stop trying to stretch it out for the sake of a few extra bucks. The awkward family Christmas photo. Family Christmas photos are supposed to be a fun way to capture holiday memories. But let's be real, they're often a source of stress, awkwardness, and forced smiles. Coordinating outfits, getting everyone to sit still, and pretending to be a happy, well-adjusted family for the camera is a lot of pressure. And for what? A photo that will probably end up on a holiday card that no one really wants. Maybe we should focus less on the perfect picture and more on actually enjoying the holiday together. After all, isn't the whole point of the holidays to spend time with loved ones, not to create a picture-perfect facade? The inflatable lawn ornaments epidemic. Inflatable lawn ornaments have taken over Christmas decorations, and it's not a good look. From giant Santas to oversized snowmen, these tacky inflatables have turned holiday decor into a competition of who can cram the most garish items onto their lawn. What happened to the tasteful, classic Christmas lights? Now, it's all about who has the biggest, most ridiculous inflatable in the neighborhood. The strangely specific Christmas songs, we all know the big Christmas hits, but what about the oddly specific songs that no one asked for? Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer is a prime example of this bizarre niche. Who thought a song about a beloved family member being trampled by Santa's sleigh was a good idea? And yet, every year, it's played as if it's a heartwarming holiday classic. Some of these songs are just plain weird, and yet they've become part of the Christmas canon. Let's stick to the classics that actually make sense. Mistletoe, the awkward holiday tradition. Mistletoe, the so-called romantic symbol of Christmas, is really just an excuse for awkward, forced kisses. Whether it's at a party with people you barely know or with someone you'd rather not lock lips with, mistletoe creates more uncomfortable moments than sweet memories. It's a tradition that's outstayed its welcome, and maybe it's time we let it quietly fade away. After all, there are plenty of other ways to show affection during the holidays that don't involve hanging around under a parasitic plant, hoping for a smooch. Christmas morning chaos. Christmas morning is supposed to be magical, but in reality, it's often a chaotic frenzy. Wrapping paper flying, kids screaming, and parents trying to keep track of who gave what to whom. And let's not forget the inevitable disappointment when a gift doesn't live up to expectations. The pressure to create the perfect Christmas morning can suck all the joy out of it. Maybe we should lower our expectations and focus on enjoying the time together instead of making everything picture perfect. After all, isn't the real magic of Christmas found in the moments we share, not in the gifts we give? The gingerbread house engineering disaster. Yes, the annual gingerbread house competition, a holiday tradition where we all pretend to be architects and engineers for about 30 minutes before everything collapses into a sugary pile of disappointment. You start with high hopes, carefully icing walls and roofs, but by the end, you're frantically using frosting like industrial cement to hold the whole thing together. And don't even get me started on those gumdrop decorations. Does anyone actually eat the gingerbread house? Or is this just a project to see how much sticky chaos we can tolerate before giving up? It's basically a holiday-themed lesson in how to fail at construction. Maybe next year, I'll just build a cookie that doesn't require a structural engineer. The guilt of New Year's resolutions. Finally, let's talk about the guilt-inducing tradition of New Year's resolutions. Christmas is barely over, and we're already bombarded with messages about how we need to be better, thinner, healthier, and more successful in the new year. It's as if the holiday season ends with a collective shame fest, where we all vow to undo the damage we did over Christmas. Instead of focusing on self-improvement, maybe we should just enjoy the season without the added pressure of fixing ourselves come January 1st. After all, the holidays should be about joy and celebration, not about setting ourselves up for failure with unrealistic resolutions. And there you have it, everything wrong with Christmas. But don't get me wrong, despite all the flaws, controversies, and questionable traditions, Christmas is still a time for joy, laughter, and creating memories with loved ones. So enjoy the holiday and remember, it's all in good fun. After all, isn't that what the holidays are all about? Oh, and let me know in the comments if you have been naughty or nice. Happy holidays.